Miriam is asking, how do I market a wellness program that helps people reduce, detox, eliminate sugar from their food plan when what they seem to really want is health but with sugar? Hi Miriam, thanks for your intriguing question. Yes, it's true. We're all sugar addicts. Who more, who less, but who isn't? And sugar has a very powerful effect on our brains. And without going into the technical details of this, your question is more about marketing skills and ability to convince people to do the right thing. So it's not what I usually talk about and answer um, online. However, I will do my best to try to answer your question and at least give you my opinion about this. What I noticed is that usually when it comes to following a particular diet plan or getting rid of unhealthy habits or things like that, usually people, and even who is trying to guide them, focus on willpower. I have to do this, I must not do this. But then we're alone in our battle. It's us against our addiction. It's not easy. However, we don't only have one faculty, which is willpower. We also have intellect and memory. So what I find particularly effective is to use all of these faculties to achieve a goal. What do I mean? If I'm just told, don't eat this, that's it. Then I have to push myself against my needs, against my addictions, and try not to eat that particular food. But it's only willpower. It's as if I'm trying to lift a very heavy weight only with one arm, while on the contrary I have 2, 3 hands that I can use to lift it, which would make it much easier. In my opinion, intellect comes first. What some people calls motivation, in my opinion, is also very connected with this concept, with this faculty of intellect. We need to know and we need to know not only the disadvantages of doing something, in this case eating sugar, but also the advantages and the positive effects of not eating it. So we need to literally submerge our intellect like a sponge in the water and saturate it with motivating information and concepts, science, whatever, to make it convinced, to allow it to take a firm resolution. Yes, I want to do this thing. This is intellect. How do we feed intellect? Through information. So many times I not only give nutritional consultations or a diet plan to my patients, but I recommend readings, books. And what I noticed is that when people engage in reading about these things, especially if the books are very good and well written and rich of scientifically backed information, they become passionate about achieving that goal and about following the directives that are necessary to achieve that goal. So the intellect gets helped, gets fed with this information. It understands the benefits of doing this and the risks and the disadvantages of not doing this, and motivates, helps willpower. So you can see how two hands are helping each other. But then we tend to forget. That's where memory kicks in. So we also need to feed our memory, to constantly remind to our intellect those advantages and disadvantages, those positive effects, etc., so that our intellect keeps helping our willpower. In other words, memory and intellect help our willpower, and memory help our intellect, and they help each other basically. How do you do this? You're talking about marketing a wellness program. Then you have to provide information. Of course, If you already have some customers, so you already got to that point, I strongly recommend that you explain the reasons behind certain conclusions, and if possible that you motivate them to read certain books. Excellent books are, for example, Dr. Perlmutter, Grain Brain, Barry Sears, Entering the Zone. Barry Sears mainly focuses on the effects of carbs, but take it with a grain of salt when it comes to um, legumes and beans and certain vegetables, because from the point of view of the effects of carbohydrates, he is totally right. But then he doesn't cover the other aspects such as lectins and other things. Um, the Paleo Solution by Rob Wolf, great book too. So besides these, when it comes to marketing a wellness program, how do you do? Again, information. I really recommend that you do something similar to what I'm doing. Videos in which you explain why, you explain the advantages, and you constantly motivate and give people information about the importance of this. If they keep, if they remain constantly informed and motivated, and their memory constantly trained, sorry, to remember these things and the advantages of certain programs, then it will be much easier for them and for you to convince them. And if you have any other idea, any other thing that in your experience you will see it works, please, I would be grateful if you will let me know. Let's help each other to help people to get a better health and to live longer and healthy. Thank you for your question, Miriam, and all the best with your projects.